Hello everybody, this is Unforetold here. Today I'm just going to show you a few things you want to consider before you go and buy Resistance for PS Vita. One of the biggest reasons I got this game originally was for the multiplayer. Unfortunately, I've been having quite a few problems even getting onto a game mode. Like, for example, if I click on all modes, which should get me into a game pretty easily, it takes quite a while to load up, and it boots me out of almost every single lobby I ever get into. Like here, see, like it just completely kicked me out. So that's one try already. Matchmaking again. Say I tried Team Deathmatch. It'll load up. It'll show that there's tons of people trying to connect. Like, see in the brackets here, that shows that they're trying to connect and such. But it will even tell me I lost connection after a few minutes, and like seriously, here I only have 2 and lost connection. Try it again with, say, Deathmatch. Not many people actually play Deathmatch, so it's not likely I'd find anything. I think it just managed to get me into it. Oh, no, see, look, I'm trying to vote, it won't let me vote, which means still no connection. Back out. Try again. And wait. I certainly hope when they start developing the Call of Duty for PS Vita, they'll take these connection issues into consideration and build it more like the console versions. Just because these lobbies are incredibly infuriating just trying to get into a game. See, there we go again. That's like my 4th try now. It's taken me up to 15 minutes just to get into a game. And it's really frustrating. Like, the smaller games nobody plays really, so it's hard to get into a match at all there. And it just, I can't believe this. For an opening, like for a game that's released so soon after the Vita, this is pretty much unacceptable. And it shouldn't be that hard to fix. I mean, the programming, the way they do the PS Vita is very similar to the PS3. This should be very easy for them to fix, yet they haven't come out with a patch since the launch. Team Deathmatch is usually the best bet for me, if I'm lucky. See if it gets me in on this one. It's hard for me to even do a gameplay of the online when it takes this long. I figure this is a very important aspect of the game to show before people buy it. Like, seriously, here we go again, match disconnected. And it's not like I have horrible ping or crappy internet or something like that. No, this is right next to my router, and my internet is at least 250 MB per sec. Like, there's no reason I should not be able to connect. I can play Battlefield 3 or whatever else, you name it, on my Xbox or on my PC or anything. Never have any problems with this. This is obviously a software issue. Another thing that annoys me, it has to verify your online pass every single time you go back into this, which in the long run is taking a lot of time up. Let's see if this one works for once. Oh, look at that. I actually got into one. Alright. Now, the actual gameplay once you're in a multiplayer game is usually actually fairly decent. I personally enjoy it a lot. That's why it disappoints me so much that we can't have decent connections. But although it is pretty fun to play online, it's very buggy. You will quite often not hear the sounds of any shots that actually hit you, like when you die. You only have 3 classes, but that's pretty much all you need. Like, you're not going to be switching your guns a lot. Something I like is they're all massively overpowered, which balances them properly somehow. It's kind of a different way of seeing it. Right now I have a shotgun. A good thing that I like about this is everything has a secondary. Like, you don't have a secondary weapon, but all the weapons have a secondary on them. Like this one, you pull this back with a touch screen, and you have a ballistic crossbow mounted to the top of your shotgun. That's pretty good considering that the shotgun has an incredibly low range. So when you're stuck in these situations where you're, say, up here and looking down in the courtyard, you want to have a bit of more range than you would on a normal shotgun. Something I don't like is it already seems to have a bit of hacking involved. Every now and then there will be somebody who seems to just punch a wall over and over again and kill one specific person. That's not fair to anybody, and it's fairly annoying. I really very much like this shotgun just because of its power. It's a good starting weapon. There are better weapons such as the sniper. I have that also, but it's very hard to get used to using. For this game, there's a fairly large amount of weapons. Like, nowhere near Call of Duty scale, but still enough to keep you satisfied for quite a while. The upgrades and ranking system works similar to Call of Duty, but a lot more simplified, of course, which is also a nice show for depth, but it could be improved on, of course. Using the controls at first can be a bit tricky, considering just the touch. Like first of all, the touch for the grenades is really insanely annoying. You actually have to pick it up and drag to where you want to throw. You gotta drag it up there if you decide you don't want to throw it. But that kind of stuff is really annoying, and it gets in your way when you're playing a game. Also, the map to player ratio is map size to player ratio is fairly poor in some of them. Like, for example, this. I've hardly killed anyone. It's kind of difficult to get to people before they kill you, or before they die from your teammates. There we go. Of course, you get XP and everything, like Call of Duty, which is also nice. It adds a bit of a goal to playing. It's better than just having a flat online game that doesn't matter. Someone sniped me there. I also I'll show you the sniper. You're allowed 2 upgrades with it. Right now I have a quick zoom, and my bullets can go through walls, which is nice if somebody's hiding behind cover. This is a very difficult sniper to use. It doesn't move very fast when you're zoomed in, although it moves too fast when you're zoomed out, and there is no accuracy whatsoever when you're zoomed out. But I guess that's the drawback to having a one-shot kill all the time. Unfortunately, walking around with this is a very bad idea, just considering that if you run into somebody, your only chance of surviving is luck. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I'm honestly not very good at this sniper yet, but I'm getting there. This is the most exposed place, but you usually get a decent amount of kills up here. There's only 6 multiplayer maps, so it gets boring kind of fast in that respect, but hopefully they might add more later. Oh, I'm tagged. You can get tagged by a certain gun as a special, and their bullets can constantly curve like that. You're guaranteed to pretty much die once you're tagged. Luckily, that's a pretty low-powered gun, so you don't have to worry too much about just flat-out fire. Of course, died again. spawn killing is rampant in this game, unfortunately. Playing this really does feel like a toned down console version, just like the controls feel amazing. Really, that's probably the best selling point of this game, of everything. Just the controls, they're so good, it actually makes up for a lot of the drawbacks they have, just because you've never had a mobile gaming experience like this before. Of course, then there's all the drawbacks of the bugs and the simplistic gameplay. I don't know, personally, I kind of regret paying $40 for this. It's not worth $40, but if you want a good online FPS, you're gonna have to wait for Call of Duty. But if you just can't wait, I guess you might as well buy this. Just keep in mind that it's really not going to be worth what you're paying for. See there? A little bit too close, you're not likely to hit them at all. The special secondary on this is kind of interesting. It's like a C4 pack in Call of Duty. You tap on the screen and see it will put a charge there, and you have this option right here. You press that and it will blow up. Of course, unfortunately it's timed, which really sucks. I also have an assault class. This is a human weapon, just like a really old style, almost similar to a Thompson with a grenade launcher, which is kind of weird, but that was pretty lucky of me, actually. Getting headshots is quite difficult in this game. All the secondaries use the touch screen. Well, that was a pretty crappy round, but you get the idea of it. My KD was 1.4, which I'm decently happy with considering I'm doing a YouTube video and playing this through a lens, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how the gameplay works on multiplayer, and just that it can be pretty frustrating just getting in. Alright, so this is the loadout. Basically, when you go into edit loadout, you only have 3 classes, and you go into one of them, say assault. Of course you can rename it at the bottom. You can change your weapon. Basically you get a few weapons, not too many, but a fair amount. Personally, I like it. When you are the right level, you unlock it, and you have the option to purchase with XP that you see at the top here. If you're not the right level, it says unlock at whatever level that is, so in this case 25. The top 2 guns are a little bit overpowered, personally, in my opinion. Obviously a rocket launcher as your primary, or a chain gun, a little bit extreme there, but I don't know, I guess it's worth it once you get that high. If you select one, say this one, which I have selected, you select your upgrades, so you get 2 upgrades. Your first one you also purchase and unlock. I'm hoping to get the scope for my M5A2, just because it would be really accurate at long range, and of course because it's a repeating weapon, it would be useful. For your second upgrade, you have options that will boost kind of like a secondary thing, things like range, a new clip does more damage, or bigger grenade explosions. Same deal with those. Right now you only have 2 options for grenades: frag, and then kind of like a mine. Basically you throw it, and then when somebody walks by it, it explodes. I haven't bothered buying any extras yet. And then you can rename, of course. So yeah, not overly fancy, but it gets the job done. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed just a bit of a quick view at the Resistance multiplayer, just how it works and such. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll post more single player and multiplayer gameplay of this game soon. Have a great day, guys.